Hi friends! I know it's been a while since my last video. Life got so busy. Also, I have not been giving any knitting updates lately. Pretty much everything that I'm working on right now is a surprise for somebody who watches my channel. So I am thinking that I'm going to do some kind of big holiday Christmas knit roundup video that will come out after Christmas, but I'll record it before I get the items. So look out for that. But I know that is not why you are here today watching this video. I'm going to be giving you 40, if I counted correctly, 40 gift ideas for your nerdy friends this Christmas season. We're gonna split up into 3 main categories: gamer nerds, fiber nerds, and overall just nerds. And within each category, we're going to split that up into splurge, spend, or save. And splurge meaning upwards of $100. There's no max cap on this category. Some of the ones in here are pretty pricey, but if you really love your friend or family member, you can buy some of these things for them. The spend category is going to be around the $50 to $100 range, and then the save category is going to be on the lower end of the price scale here. We're talking like $10, $20, maybe $30 gifts. And this is just for the person that you just kind of want to treat, or maybe a stocking stuffer or something. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So our first category is for our gamer nerds, and I'm one of these gamer nerds, so this is pretty much a list of things that I would want somebody to buy me if they were in the market to buy me anything. So starting off with the splurge. Consoles are going to be a big one in the splurge category. I have number 1 on here is the ROG Ally. The ROG Ally runs $600-ish, so that is pretty pricey, but if you have the cash and you want to treat somebody and you know that they're a PC gamer that would love to take some of their games on the go, the ROG Ally has been number 1 on my personal, God, if I had the money kind of wish list. And then the second in this category is going to be the Steam Deck. Very similar to the ROG Ally, however, the Steam Deck only plays Steam games. I think you can hack it, but you can definitely do a kind of specs comparison between the ROG Ally and the Steam Deck. I know there are tons of other YouTube channels who have done in-depth unboxing and reviews on both of these consoles. You can also buy Nintendo Switch, PS5, pretty much any other console, or even a PC gaming laptop would be a good splurge item for a gamer friend. And then last, I have a chair. Everybody needs a good gamer chair. I have my good gamer chair. I do not necessarily recommend that you buy this specific one. It is cute, but I think at this point they have made better bunny gamer chairs and other cute gamer chairs. So you can probably find one that fits your budget, fits the person's interest and aesthetic and things like that. Next up, let's talk the spend category. This is the $50 to $100-ish range. Number 1 is obviously games. If you're buying for a gamer and you are looking to spend about $50 or more, the number 1 is going to probably be games. Pretty much every AAA game, with some notable exceptions, is going to be like $60. And usually the games industry is lining up their release schedule so that there's a lot to choose from around Christmas time for this specific reason. So in a lot of ways, gamers are the easiest to shop for because you can always get them more games. But if they do have a lot of games and you want to do something other than that or something a little more creative, stay tuned because I do have more options for you. A mouse. And this is one that you can definitely get for cheaper if you are going for a cheaper option. The mouse that I have, it's plugged in, but this is my mouse. This is an ROG pink mouse. I also have this cheap little USB mouse that I got off of Amazon. This one honestly works just fine for light gaming, things like Stardew Valley or Baldur's Gate. Another one is a custom Xbox controller, and I've talked a bit about my custom Xbox controller, but mine was about $70, and so that's actually pretty good for a custom controller. You can go onto the Xbox website. I'll try and dig up a link. And you can customize every part of this that's plastic. You can make it a different color. Now we are in the save category. Number 1 on this list is going to be thumb grips. You can get some really cool ones off of Geekshare. There are a lot of other companies now. Another one is a docking station. It's always pretty nice, and you can usually get them for like $20-$30 on the cheap side. Also a headphone and or controller stand. What's nice are those ones that do both so that it's not taking up so much space on your desk. It's just a headphone stand and a controller stand all in one little tree. Another one is a console case. This is my Nintendo Switch case. It's pink, it's cute. Mine is pretty nice, but one of these kits, very easy to find on Amazon. I know Geekshare also has a lot. So this is just a little Nintendo Switch Pro controller, third party, so Pro controller, Nintendo Switch Pro controller. And I think I've talked about this on my desk tour video also, but this is also very reasonably priced on Amazon. And finally, if you are shopping for a Genshin Impact player, you can always do a welcome blessing. Welcome blessings are $4.99. They last 90 days or however long it takes for you to log in and get your Primo Gems. It's a nice little token of appreciation. Next up, we have gifts for our fiber nerds. And this is all-encompassing-ish, I hope, but the main focus here is going to be knitting supplies, with some crochet supplies and some things that can be used for crochet and a couple non sequiturs, but take it as you will. This is for people who love working with fiber, whether they are experts in the craft or they want to get into it or they want to expand and branch into other related hobbies. Category is for you. So the first in the splurge category is an interchangeable needle set. This is for your knitters. An interchangeable needle is essentially one of these circular needles. Pretty much no one uses those straight needles that you see like in the cartoons. Pretty much everyone uses these circulars. An interchangeable needle set includes these cables and these needles separately. So the kit will come with all different lengths of these cables and all different sizes of these needles, so that by combining them, you can get any combination of cable and needle that you will need for any project. It's really nice. It's a very luxurious gift to have or receive, and it means that you will pretty much never ever need to buy needles ever again. Next thing on here are cross-stitch kits. And cross-stitch is a hobby that I have kind of recently picked up. It's really fun. I'm gonna say Etsy. I know that cross-stitch kits are widely available, but I'm talking about the really cute ones, the ones that are like custom patterns and not just like some painting of a cat or whatever. This is something that I asked for my birthday this year. This set of Stardew Valley cross-stitch kits. So there's 4 kits, one for every season, and this is about how far I am on the winter version. The version that includes all 4 of this pattern specifically runs $200, which I think is a reasonable price. It comes with the fabric, it comes with the pattern, and it also comes with all the floss that you need already included. So personally, I think that's worth it, but you will find varying degrees of complexity for these patterns. This particular one, the Stardew Valley one, is from an Etsy shop called A Stitch to the Past. I'm kind of in love with her shop. Once I finish these, it'll take me quite a while, but once I finish them, I think I am going to go back and look to see what other patterns she has. However, if you don't want to spend $200 or $50 on a cross-stitch kit, I also have this Jigglypuff one that I finished. This is the one that got me hooked on cross-stitch, but this one is from the Cloud Factory. I believe this was $18. So it is much smaller, but there are several options for these cross-stitch kits. Up next, we're moving into the spend category. So our first one on the spend category is a ball winder and Swift. Together, these items will probably run you about $50, maybe $60, depending on the quality of the ones that you get. My ball winder and Swift are somewhere off camera, so I can't really show them in this video, but I just have the generic ones off of Amazon. I recommend buying them together. It kind of sucks to have one and not the other, so I recommend buying them as a set. Personally, it took me months to get my Swift after I got my ball winder, and so it was months of me just struggling hand untangling yarn. I recommend just getting both. The second item on here is a yarn shop gift card. I say gift card. This is a huge disclaimer. Don't buy yarn for a knitter or crocheter. And I know that sounds a little cruel maybe. However, usually knitters and crocheters, we have very specific type of project and specific type of yarn that we like to work with. And a lot of times if we receive a yarn gift, a lot of times it can be something that is intended for something that we don't usually make, or that we don't know how to make, or that we have no interest in making. For instance, if you receive a chunky yarn and you don't ever make chunky knits, like if you never make hats or anything like that, you're gonna struggle for a while to know what to make with that. The other side of that is there's pretty much always a long list of yarn that we personally want. And so if you do want to go the route of buying yarn, I highly suggest that you ask that person if they have any specific yarns that are on their wish list. So that's the caveat here. I recommend asking if you want to buy a yarn for a knitter or a crocheter. I feel like communication on gifts is very important in the fiber crafts world, because especially if you're making something for somebody, you also want to make sure that it's something that they're gonna like. And so I personally don't think it's a huge deal to take the surprise out of the gift giving if it means giving something that will be loved and appreciated in the long run. But on that note, if you don't want to take out the surprise, or you don't want to ask in advance, then I recommend getting a gift card to either their local yarn shop, or potentially like an indie dyer or small business yarn maker that they enjoy. Next on this list is an ergonomic crochet hook. This has been on my personal wish list for a while, and specifically the one from this shop. Oh, they're so cute. One thing I found about crochet is it does hurt my hands a lot more than knitting does, and a lot of it is just because, like, crochet hook, this is a size 3.75, and so this is a very typical crochet hook that I'll be using, and the handle of this is just so small, it does hurt my hands a lot. So I have been in the market for an ergonomic crochet hook. These custom ones, these handmade ones, are really nice. Water break. Up next, pattern books. Especially if you get one that kind of has a wider range of patterns in the book, like it's not just sweaters or it's not just socks. However, let me walk that back. However, if you know that the person does love making socks or does love making sweaters, then I say go for it. Get them a pattern book that is exclusively that thing that they love to make. And also a big, nice project bag. Knitters, we love a project bag. Like, if we're in a store, we see a drawstring bag, we stop and we sit there and we think, okay, like, do I really need another bag though? And the answer is yes. There are tons of handmade project bags out there on the Etsy market. Taylor Earl, who runs Wool Needles Hands, she has a couple of videos where she talks about really nice project bags. I'll link them down below because she goes way more into depth on the project bag world. So if you're looking to get a really nice handmade, good quality leather, possibly project bag, I recommend her video. However, in the save category, you can definitely get somebody a small project bag. This is one that I have from Thousand Skies. This is my little ducky bag. But pretty much like any small-ish bag, or like around this size, that has a drawstring is great because there's no zippers to snag on your yarn. However, I admit I have many project bags that have zippers, and I'm just careful whenever I open or close it. Next up on here is stitch markers. So many people that make stitch markers that I can't even necessarily single out a certain one, but if you go on Etsy and search stitch markers, I'm sure you will find just so many handmade ones. I know a lot of people make ones that are made of polymer clay. The crochet hook shop that I mentioned earlier, she also makes stitch markers. Lots of shops make stitch markers in all different kinds of styles, aesthetics, charms, stones, beads, whatever. I'm sure you can find a stitch marker for it. Another one is point protectors. I didn't know these were a thing until like a couple months ago, but ever since I learned they were a thing, I've been wanting some. Point protectors, they're basically like little thingies that you put onto the end of your knitting needles, that when you put your knit in a bag or whatever, your knitting won't slip off your needle. I do lose stitches quite often, and so having point protectors would improve my quality of life so much. There are like cute minimalist ones by Coco Knits. There are also cutesy ones, like I've seen some that are shaped like unicorns or foxes or avocados. And then last on this list is a yarn bowl. And I have a yarn bowl. I love my yarn bowl. I got this one off of Amazon for pretty cheap, and this is just a very basic wooden yarn bowl. So you might even find one at a local small business fair. That's it for fiber artists. Now let's move on to our general category. A big splurge item that you can get for anybody is an art commission. And a lot of artists are opening commissions around this time of year. However, if you're watching this in mid-December, you probably want to hop on it. At this point, artists might start closing their commissions, or it might have a longer turnaround time. Another good splurge gift is an experience, and so this can include concert tickets, class passes. You could find a place local to you that does in-person classes, and this could be like cooking classes, exercise classes, making things classes. If you live in the Bay Area, there is a candle making class that you can take with Ashy Aromas. I did that with a group of friends earlier this year. You can make a bigger candle, and I kind of wish I did that because I'm like halfway through the candle that I made and I love it. So candle making classes, soap making classes, anything like that, great. Another experience that you can get for somebody is a convention pass, as well as a plane ticket if it's a convention not local to you, or some spending money to take with them and splurge at the convention. Let's move on to the spend category. The first one I'm going to put on here is this freaking adorable little book valet that I found on Uncommon Goods. I'm sure you could probably find something this is overpriced for like a piece of wood, but like, come on, it's really cute. So basically, like, it works as a bookmark. The triangle part, you can put your book on top of the triangle part to keep your page, but then you can also put like a drink there, your reading glasses if you have reading glasses, any other little things, snacks. You could put like a bowl of nuts in there probably. It's just really cute. I'm kind of obsessed with it. Another great gift you could get is floor pillows or throw pillows for somebody. You can order throw pillows off of Redbubble and also support a small artist. Another great one that you can get is official merch. One thing that comes to mind that I really want actually is this freaking like XL Stardew Valley chicken plush. It's so freaking cute, man. And there are lots of other things on the Stardew Valley official merch site, but I just really wanted to highlight the chicken because, like, look at him. Pretty much any major game out there, you can definitely find official merch, and that's always a really nice treat. I know, like, Final Fantasy XIV, the Square Enix store, they always have cute stuff on there that I really want. Pokemon Center is also a great place to look for gifts. Pokemon Center plushies are always a favorite. I've got my little Pachirisu right here. But they have lots of other stuff on Pokemon Center. They've got aprons, they've got record players on Pokemon Center. If you're looking for a gift for someone who loves Pokemon, go on Pokemon Center and just browse for something in your price range. Another great option in this price range is an art book. Here I have my Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward art book. It's a real beefy boy. Art books are always just really fun, and it's a really nice, substantial gift to give somebody. On the topic of books, you can also get somebody a D&D book. These boys are hefty, and I'm gonna be real, they're overpriced. However, if somebody doesn't have a copy of the Player's Handbook or Volo's Guide to Everything or any of the other many D&D books out there, they do run about $50. So this is a standard gift price range. You know, you can have the Player's Handbook online or as a PDF. If somebody really is a D&D fan, it does feel nice to own a copy of the Player's Handbook. On the topic of D&D, you can also get somebody dice. And dice is a huge range of price categories. There are lots of really beautiful natural stone or resin dice that are made by small businesses on Etsy. I know Your Wizards is one of them. Dispel dice if you're feeling really generous. Yeah, dice. Dice are really nice. You can also go shopping around on krakendice.com. And of course, there's the good old Chessex dice. Out of the Chessex lines, I recommend any of the Borealis dice sets. Those are always really pretty, and they're just kind of generally a fan favorite. You can't go wrong with the Borealis dice set. Another thing that you can buy that is a bit on the cheaper side is a blind box. They make blind boxes for like pretty much every media that's out there. You can see my official on the shelf. Blind boxes are super cute. They're very fun. If you do buy a blind box for somebody, I recommend, this is what I do when I buy blind boxes, is I look at the box, the side of the box where it shows you all of the potential things that you can get out of it, and I make sure that none of them are ones that I absolutely don't want, because realistically it's like a 1 in 6 chance, which is not probable, but it's very possible. So if you're getting a blind box for somebody, just try as best you can to make sure that all the options are something that that person would be happy with. You can also get a calendar for somebody. Around this time of year is usually when I start realizing that I haven't bought a calendar for the next year. Calendars are fun. I know there's a bunch of Sanrio ones that dropped this year. Animal Crossing usually has a calendar, and so you can usually find a pretty fun wall calendar or a desk calendar for somebody, and that's a nice gift. Another great one is a phone stand. I didn't realize how much I needed a phone stand until I got a phone stand. And this is my phone stand that I just got from Miniso for like $7. It is super cute. It has like a cinema roll on it, but I didn't realize how useful it would be until I got one. Like, it's so nice for propping your phone up to be on a Discord call, or like watch somebody stream, or watch a video, or even just like have a speakerphone conversation with somebody. A phone stand is so nice. And what's really cool about this one in particular is it also fits my Switch Lite. I can prop up my Switch Lite pretty much anywhere and play with my Pro Controller. Last on this list, can you believe that we're at the end already? You can get somebody a neon light. I have the one that says hello. It's up there, but you can only see, you know. Do you see it? You can also get little lamps for people, or mood lights, just little knickknacks for your desk. That's always a fun small gift. Thank you so much for sticking with me to the end of this video. I really hope that you found something on this list that tickles your fancy, or the fancy of someone that you know and love. And of course, you can always use this list to bolster your own personal wish lists this holiday, if you were like me and never know what you want when people ask. If you took anything of value out of this video, I would really appreciate it if you leave a like, comment, and please consider subscribing to my channel. This is kind of outside of the scope of videos that I usually make. However, if you guys like this kind of thing, then I might consider doing more. Usually I do videos on gaming, knitting, keyboard building. I'm always looking for new ways to grow my channel and expand the kind of content that I do. So if you have any ideas on what I should do next in my next video, feel free to leave them down below in the comments. I do read every comment, and I do my best to respond to them if I can, or leave a like at least. My next video will most likely be after Christmas. And so until then, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, stay safe, stay warm this holiday season, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.